All right. Cpctc in geometry. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. That's a mouthful, right? I don't know if it's easier to say corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent or Cpctc. Say those both 5 times fast, Daria. It kind of gets all messed up in there. Okay, this is one of those lessons that order really, really matters. And that's what corresponding parts of congruent triangles means. If I have 2 triangles and I've told you that they are congruent, does that mean that this angle is congruent to all 3 angles in the other triangle? Not necessarily, right? So we've got to pay attention. The way we mark our congruencies matters. See how this side has 1 hash mark? That means it's congruent to the side over here that has 1 hash mark, right? Jaden, you want to scoot over a desk, please? Thanks. So this side with 2 hash marks is congruent to this side with 2 hash marks. And the same thing carries on with our angles. So it matters which way we label these. If I call this triangle, I usually like to start with the angle that has 1 arc, because my mind is good at going 1, 2, 3, but you don't have to. I'll show you what I mean. If I say this is triangle TOH, then I have to label this one triangle in the exact same order. I've got to go 1, 2, 3, UNS. What if I had called this triangle HOT? Okay, H has how many arcs? 3. So S. And then I go to what? 2? And U? All right, so order matters. They mean the same thing, but if I write TOH on the left, I have to write UNS on the right. Jason, can you have your head up during the lesson, please? Thank you, sir. Because they're in order, that means that I can just look at these and know what angles are congruent and what sides are congruent. So if I wrote T first, it's congruent to what angle over here without even looking at the picture. So T is congruent, angle T is congruent to angle what? U. Angle O is congruent to?
Angle
O is second, so angle N. And the last one, angle H is congruent to angle S. And then I can also look and I can see the sides. From angle to angle gives me a side, right? So from angle T to angle O, I would have a side. So if I'm putting side TO together, it would have to go with side UN. All right, let's do the next one. Side, I'll put OH together, is going to go with side NS. What's the third side? How do I make that work?
HT.
So end to end, HT or TH, does it matter which way we say it? No. But if I say HT here, maybe I better say
SU.
SU on the other one. Let's see, is there anything down there we need to talk about? If two triangles have corresponding congruent angles, then the triangles are congruent. And it wants to know, is that sometimes, never, or always true? Okay, so it tells me what? I've got three congruent angles. Does that mean the sides are congruent?
Yes.
All the time?
Yes.
Okay, I want you guys to look at my triangle there. What happens if I were to shrink it? Use your imagination, because I can't draw the exact same triangle freehand, right? But does it have the same angles, but it's smaller?
Yes.
Could I also make it larger?
So it's
sometimes true, right? Because our triangle can dilate or constrict, so that's a sometimes true. So I'm going to put my little counter example here. Right? Same angles, different sides. So sometimes. Let's see, where is my next page? Out there. Okay, once we know that secret, that order matters, we can use it and we can solve some problems. Let's see. Let's write a congruency statement for these two triangles up above. What way would you guys choose to label that triangle?
1, 2, 3.
You go 1, 2, 3? Would anybody go like R-E-D because they want to spell red? Okay. Who would rather call it red? Oh, it's going to be red if I go 1, 2, 3 anyway. Would anybody rather do dir? Dir, I know. You want to do dir? All right, let's do dir. Because why not? If I call it triangle dir, then I have to label the other triangle because it says it's congruent, right? It says it's congruent, order matters. So dir went 3, 2, 1. So it would be bool, bool, mule. Okay. Would you guys like me to take time and talk about what angles are congruent, or did you get that from the previous page? Anybody? Think we got it? All right, so now let's apply it with this problem down here. We've got a big car. That's awesome. And it wants us to find W, X, Y, and Z. It tells me these triangles are congruent. So because my mind has a hard time sometimes seeing what goes with what, this is when I take a second and I'm going to say angle B is congruent to angle C. Angle I is congruent to what?
A.
So I'll say I goes with A, and then G goes with R. I could also take that further. BI, so I went from 1 arc to 2. So 1 arc to 2. That side's congruent. And then I've got, which one? Thought I heard somebody say something. If I went BG, 1 to 3 goes right over here?
Yeah.
RC, is that what you meant?
Yeah.
All right. So that means that third side. Now that I have those, so my eye sees what goes with what easily, this isn't so bad. So what does 10 go with? So if I set these, what does congruent mean? It means they're equal measure, right? The same. So I can say 2w minus 4 equals 10. Is that just an equation we can solve for now?
Yep.
4 divide by 2. How am I going to figure out x? Corresponding angles. So 2x plus 17 goes with, yeah, so you're even doing that in your head. That's awesome. 2x plus 17 equals 67. So there's the minus 17, like you just said, and divide by 2.
No.
All right. Yes, sir.
How do you get, the lines in the middle of the paper, how does that work?
Oh, those are corresponding.
These lines right here, can I answer them, please? So all I'm looking at is the order of these letters right here, Tyler. BI, because those are first and together, that means that it is congruent to CA. So I found BI, and I found CA. And I put those little tick marks just to tell me that those are the sides that have the same measure. They're congruent. And then I continued. I looked at IG, and I looked at AR.
Oh.
Okay, so that's the whole reason the order on those matter. Okay, does that help you a little bit?
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, I'm to Y. Where is Y? Here. 2y minus 5 goes with what?
65.
All right, 2y minus 5 is equal to 65. Add 5 and divide by 2. Okay, and then where's Z? Here. Oh, they're going to make this easy for me. Z is 48. And your assignment's pretty friendly. You guys won't mind it at all.